everyone, and welcome to Sprinkle with Paper. Today I'm going to be sharing how I make cake toppers using my Cricut machine. I'll show you which fonts I use, how I make the cake topper in Cricut Design Space, and also what supplies I use to assemble it. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's start by going to Cricut Design Space and opening up a new project. The first thing I'm going to do is select text and type in my wording for my cake topper. Today I'm going to be going with the phrase madly in love. Once I have my phrase typed out, I'm going to change the font to Quirky Script. This is one of my favorite fonts for making cake toppers. From here, I'm going to ungroup the letters and I'm going to start moving them so they're each touching and slightly overlapping. I'm going to start with the word madly, and once I like the way that looks, I'm going to select the whole thing and select weld. Now I'm going to move on to the word love. I'm just going to work on each word individually, and then I'll group them all together at the very end. Now with the word in, there's going to be one extra step. I'm going to want to connect the floating dot above the I. To do this is really simple. Just go over to Shapes and select a circle. Then go ahead and readjust the size of the circle so it's slightly bigger than the dot we're trying to slice. So I'll go ahead and move that over, and I will select the word in and the dot, and then select slice. So what we did is we just cut off the dot off of the word in. So now we can just take it, since it's now separate, we could just now move it back down onto the word in and weld it together. Now that we have all our individual words welded together, I'm going to move them so it creates one single object. When you're creating a cake topper using a phrase, it's really important to make sure that all of your words are touching in as many spots as possible. That way it will make sure that your cake topper is nice and sturdy. I'll be placing this cake topper on an 8-inch round cake, so I'm going to change the width to 7.5 inches. Now I'll just go up to make it and get everything ready to cut my cake topper. I'm going to be using a heavy glitter cardstock today, so I'm going to set my dial to custom and select lightweight chipboard. The glitter paper I'll be using today is the brand Recollections. I buy it at Michael's and I find that it's the best for making cake toppers. Pay no attention to the black spots on my mat, it's just black glitter from a previous project. I typically just use my fingers to pull back the cake topper, but since this mat is so sticky, I'm going to have to use my Cricut spatula tool. Now I'll just pop out any additional pieces and I'll start planning out where I'm going to place the stick on my cake topper. I typically try to place the stick somewhere in the middle, And I like to attach it on the top and bottom part of the design. That way it makes it a little bit more stable. Once I decide on the placement, I'll use my hot glue gun to attach the stick to the back of the cake topper. I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, be sure to check out sprinklewithpaper.net for more freebies, inspiration, and tutorials. Thanks again for watching, and happy crafting!